Hi, my name's Abby, and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about the Love Food, Hate Waste campaign and what we can all do to cut food waste, save money, and benefit the environment. The first thing that we need to ask is, what is food waste? When I say food waste, I'm talking about any waste food or drink in the home, whether it is retail food purchased from the supermarket, food that is grown or foraged by us, or takeaway food. It is the food and drink that we throw away in our waste collections, put down our drains, compost, or feed to animals. The next question is, how big an issue is it? 10.3 million tonnes of food waste is generated in the UK each year. As you can see from this graph, nearly 3/4 of that, a whopping 7.3 million tonnes, comes from our homes. Most of the rest of the food waste comes from the manufacturing of food and drinks and the hospitality and food service sector. To give you an idea of how much this food waste is, 7.3 million tonnes, the food waste from homes in the UK each year, would fill the Wembley Stadium 13 times. Of that 7.3 million tonnes, 4.4 million tonnes per year is what we call avoidable, i.e., this is food and drink that was edible at some point prior to being thrown away, such as a slice of bread, an apple, a slice of ham, etc. This is approximately 2/3 of all food and drink waste. Possibly avoidable food is food and drink that some people eat and others do not. For example, bread crusts, or foods and drink that can be eaten when a food is prepared in one way but not in another. For example, potato skins discarded when making mashed potato may have been eaten when making jacket potatoes. Unavoidable food is food or drink that is not and has not been edible under normal circumstances. For example, meat bones, eggshells, pineapple skin, and tea bags. When we look at avoidable food, the area where we can make the greatest difference, we need to consider the reasons people throw food away. The first main reason why food and drink is wasted is because we cook, prepare, or serve too much. For example, this is us cooking too much and not using the leftovers, the food left on people's plates, or foods that don't make it to the plate, such as food that has been burnt during cooking. This makes up a little over 1/4 of our avoidable food waste. The other main reason we throw away avoidable food is because we haven't got around to using it in time. For example, food past its use by date, or that has gone mouldy, rotten, or bad. This makes up around half of all avoidable food waste. Now that we know how much food we're talking about, the question is, does it matter? The average UK home throws away nearly 20% of the food that they buy. This is around 260 kilograms per household a year. That works out as 5 kilograms a week, or 110 kilograms per person per year. As a nation, this food is costing us around £13 billion a year, or an average of £470 per household. In households with kids, this is as high as £700 a year. But even in single-person households, this costs £290 a year. In short, by reducing food waste, we could save up to £60 per household per month. When we think about food waste, we can't just think about the impact of the food that we throw away, but must also consider the energy and water used to grow, farm, produce, manufacture, package, and transport our food, as well as the environmental damage caused by disposing of it. In the UK, our generation, use, and disposal of food produces the equivalent of almost 20 million tonnes of carbon dioxide a year. If food were a country, it would be the third worst globally for climate change. Stopping food waste in the UK would have the equivalent environmental impact of taking 1 in 4 cars off UK roads. Global populations and demand for food is increasing, However, global food waste is now over 1.3 billion tonnes a year. So what is the Love Food Hate Waste campaign? Love Food Hate Waste is a consumer-facing campaign developed by WRAP, the Waste and Resources Action Programme. It is just one part of a much larger campaign tackling food waste from homes through behaviour change, as well as working with partners to reduce waste in the supply chain and improve food waste disposal in the UK. Our goal is to keep food waste out of our bins. The most prominently wasted foods by category are fresh veg and salad, drinks, bakery items, meals, dairy and eggs, fresh fruit, and meat and fish. The top 10 food and drink types that are wasted from most commonly wasted down are bread, fresh potatoes, milk, meals, fizzy drinks, fruit juice and smoothies, poultry, so chicken, turkey and duck, pork products, cakes and pastries, and processed potatoes like chips. These are the foods where we can all make an enormous difference. So what can you do to reduce food waste, save money, and help the environment? I've split this into 5 simple areas. Planning perfection. Planning may take a little time, but it's definitely worthwhile. Not only will it save you time in the long run, it's a great way to prevent food waste from happening and cut your shopping bills. Start by writing a meal plan and make a note of how many people each meal will be feeding. Once you know what you're making and how many people for, write a shopping list. Before you head to the shops, have a look through your fridge, freezer and cupboards and cross anything off your list that you already have in. Make sure you aren't hungry or distracted by other things when you head to the shops. This will help you resist temptation. Try to keep to your list and only buy what you need. Know your dates. Understanding the dates on your food packaging is the best way to work out when you need to use food by and whether you need to freeze it to use it later on. The 2 dates you will see on packaging in the UK are best before and use by. Best before is a guide to optimum quality. After this date, food is still safe to eat as long as it looks, smells and tastes okay. It is a guideline only. Use by dates are a hard and fast rule that shouldn't be broken, but most foods can be frozen right up to their use by date. Savvy storage. How we store our food has a massive impact on how well it keeps. Always check the storage instructions on food. This will tell you the best way to keep an item. Some food items will advise you to leave them in the packaging. A lot of food packaging is designed to make our food last longer. When you use dried goods, these should be kept airtight to make them last as long as possible. Use bag clips, pegs, elastic bands or reseal tabs to keep items as fresh as possible. If you're freezing foods to use another day, always make sure that you divide them into handy-sized portions first. For example, splitting a packet of sausages into the right amount for your family before freezing. Perfect portions. Cooking and storing foods in the right portions for you can help cut down waste through overcooking. Measure the portions you cook carefully and only cook what you need. If you do have leftovers, portion these up and label them before storing. If you're freezing ingredients or leftovers, make sure that you portion and label these so you know what is in the freezer. A great way to help with portions is to serve food family style, where people can just serve themselves what they want and easily go back for more rather than putting too much on their plate and wasting it. Love your leftovers. Leftovers are amazing food that you've bought, stored and cooked, so it doesn't make sense not to use them. Leftovers make great meals in a hurry and are really easy as they're already made. When you have leftovers, make sure you store them in the right portions for you, whether that is lunch for one or dinner for the whole family. You can get really creative in the kitchen and use up leftovers. If you'd like some ideas on how you can do this, visit lovefoodhatewaste.com. Thank you for joining us today. If you'd like to know more about Love Food Hate Waste and what you can do, follow us on social media and check out our videos on different types of food waste.